Hi, I'm Matthew from Advisor Tech Partners. I've worked with over 50 different advisory firms that utilize both Redtail and Wealthbox CRM systems. At Advisor Tech Partners, we help financial advisory firms implement the industry's best practice management, workflows, and automations to their firm. We believe that this information should be available to everyone and not hidden behind a paywall. So if you enjoy this content, please feel free to subscribe below and also give us a like and share our content with your fellow people in the industry. In today's video, we're going to be talking about and wrapping up our final portion of our Redtail CRM to Wealthbox CRM transfer video guide on how to import over your existing contacts from Redtail over to your new CRM in Wealthbox. In this video, we're going to be covering how to grab your current contacts, all of those custom fields that you may have already created in your Redtail CRM, how to map those over and import those contacts into your new CRM in Wealthbox, and how to finalize and double check to make sure that you got all the great and clean information over to your new CRM. So we'll start off in Redtail, and on our top right, we'll go ahead and click the drop down button. And under our name, you'll see the option Manage Your Account. So we'll go ahead and click there. And under Manage Templates, you are going to see that you have a custom export template. Now, in the past, if you have already created some custom export templates, by all means, feel free to use those, but we're actually going to go ahead and start from scratch. On the top right, we're going to go ahead and click that blue button, New. And from here, we will name this Redtail to Wealthbox CRM. So here is the great information that we get to now port over and start identifying as to what is important. So in our first step, we'll go ahead and see over basic information. We're going to want the company name, employer, full name of our client. If you want to break this up, you can do this into first and last name. Their family name is definitely something you're going to want to import. Job title, if your clients do have nicknames and middle names, and you put that into your CRM. If you do have any greetings, and then the type of client. So we'll go ahead and we'll make sure that all of those are selected. Next, under our contact details, we're going to want to grab all of this great information as to what their age is. What category are they in? If you haven't checked out our video on how to import and start cleaning up your contact card in your Redtail CRM to Wealthbox, we have a playlist below to check that out. And so you can start mapping over your contacts from Redtail to Wealthbox. But we'll continue on here. So great have here is the anniversary date, the client since, date of birth, gender, date of death or client termination if you want to keep some historical data on some previous clients that you used to service at your firm, marital status, referred by, source, servicing advisor, status, tax ID, and writing advisor. So now moving forward to the spouse and spouse details, we're not going to want to pull that information as they should already be logged in your CRM system as their own contact. Now, if you do keep this information linked to the client instead of actually creating a new contact, then by all means click these boxes, but we know in most cases you all do utilize and create a new contact for a spouse. So we'll jump ahead to our contact information and we'll make sure to grab all of this information just to make sure that if it is in some relevant field, you're able to port it and grab it over. Next, we have our personal information, driver's license issue, state, passport, primary contact, driver's license expiration and their number. If they did have a maiden name and you needed to catch that for any forms that you needed to fill out, primary contact email and primary contact phone number. We'll go ahead and skip the contact strategic allocation model as this pertains to more of the account information that gets a port over, but we see that a lot of firms don't really utilize this section in their Redtail CRM. We will go ahead and make sure that any of the professional contacts that we have added to our clients does move over. We'll also go ahead and want to make sure that any of the know your client information that you keep logged in your CRM is also going to move over. but our purposes of this video, we know a lot of you don't utilize these sources, so we'll go ahead and leave this blank. So we'll go ahead and skip the Know Your Client, account information, account general information, and banking information. If you would like to, you can always feel free to add your notes or activities and port those over into your new CRM. But we're going to actually move on to the contact UDF fields. Now, we did do a video previously in this series, so if you have the chance and maybe you need some help on creating those types of custom UDFs, feel free to go ahead and port those over and actually watch our video on how we started to brainstorm and really just see what custom UDFs and custom fields your firm may need. Here, I'm going to make sure that we click all of the custom contact UDF fields that our firm has created, and I'll make sure that all of these are ready to go. Now, if you didn't want to go ahead and select all of these, you always have the option to select either none or to select all of the important fields and information on any of these boxes here above or below. Lastly, if you do have any keywords that you do want to port over and you want to make sure that that information gets over to your clients, by all means, feel free to go ahead and click these boxes, but in our case, we're not going to utilize that. So after we are done with this, you're going to see a button on the bottom right, and it's a blue button, Save. We'll go ahead and click that. And here's your chance to start reordering the order of all of the contact information that you have grabbed in for your clients. In our case, we know that we're already going to be mapping over the contact data from Redtail over to Wealthbox, so I'm going to keep it in the same order, and we'll go ahead and save this. And now that we see we have a custom export template saved here. If we need to make any edits, we can always again go back to our Manage Your Account field. Under Manage Templates, we have our custom export templates. So now, since we created the report and what information we actually need to spit out in Redtail, I'm going to go ahead and go to the Contacts tab, go to the Contacts A through Z, and then click All. Little blue button on the top middle here, All. Make sure that is underlined, and next what we're going to do is go ahead on the top left and click this box here, and it's going to say that you selected a total of number of clients, and here, this is the caveat. You're going to want to make sure that you click the underlined text that says select all 111 clients. Now, if you do not click that, you may run into an issue where you're not actually selecting all the clients to export into a CSV file. So we'll go ahead and click that. And again, what that looks like is click the box and then click the underlined text, select all number contacts. And finally, from here, what we're going to do is go to the drop down on the right hand side. And since we created that custom export, we'll go ahead and click Custom Exports and select our Redtail to Wealthbox CRM custom export. And we'll run it. So you'll get a message here that shows you that you're going to want to go back to your Manage Your Account, Manage Files, and then Downloads. Now, if we go and pop over there right now, it may happen already, but it may take a minute for all that information to go ahead and pop up. But in our case, it went ahead and ran it. So we'll go ahead and make sure that we download this by clicking on the blue hyperlink. You'll see this, it'll download it directly to your computer. But now we're going to hop over into Wealthbox and show you where to upload your contacts and how to start mapping them. So now that we're logged into our Wealthbox CRM, I'm going to show you where we actually upload those contacts. So on the top left, you're going to see your tab Contacts. We will go ahead and search for the import area, and we see that we have a couple of different options. So we're going to be importing information from that CSV or Excel file, so we'll go ahead and click Import. And then from here, it'll give you a couple of different ways of importing contact information. Now in our case, we're going to be importing that CSV or Excel file. So we'll go ahead, make sure that this page is pulled up, and actually from your Downloads button on the top right of your screen, you can go ahead, click that Downloads button, and drag and drop it over into Wealthbox CRM. You'll get that green import button once that's ready to go, and we'll go ahead and start importing those contacts. Now on this next page that's going to be loading up here, we are going to get the mapping area. Now this is one of the most important parts of this video. This is how you're going to tell Wealthbox how to start mapping and creating those new contacts from Redtail CRM over into your new CRM in Wealthbox. So it already had identified a couple of different areas that are already pre-made in our CRM. So I'll give you an example here. The first field that it has already created is our company. So it knows that there's already a company field for Wealthbox CRM, and it identified the one that had already been created in your Redtail. So we see that our company name is going to be matching the company, and we're going to want to make sure that that's correct. So we'll go ahead and just reconfirm that option. We have the ID line. If you wanted to categorize the number of your clients or which client ID you have, you can by all means create that as a custom field, but in most cases this doesn't really matter. We'll go ahead and we see the next area is employer. Now employer may be the same information as a company, so if that information matches, you may want to select company as well. So if it is in either area or either field, it can either pull from the company name from your Redtail CSV or your employer. Your family name is going to be the name of the family that you have created. So think of these as households. So in Redtail, they call it family name. In Wealthbox, they call it the household name. So we'll go ahead and click that. Or if you use household title, you can use household title as well. We see that our first name has matched, our job title, last name, if there is a middle name, any nicknames too, salutations, if we have a prefix. So we see that now most of this information, a lot of the basic contact information that you have exported over should align and really match up and should be fairly easy on how to map. Now what we're going to focus on now is all of that custom imported data with all those custom UDFs that we had created. So you'll see here towards the bottom that all of those custom UDFs have also been exported over from our Redtail column over to our Wealthbox, and now you'll see a lot of these don't really map up. So in this area, this is where you're really going to want to go ahead and start mapping those custom fields over from Redtail over to your Wealthbox. So in our example here, we have our firm number of households UDF. So I'll go ahead and scroll down to our area here where the custom field will show up in Wealthbox, and we see here that we have our firm number of households custom field. And we'll go ahead and do this for all of the different types of custom fields that we're trying to import over from Redtail to Wealthbox. So once you've mapped out all of the custom fields and other fields here, like the basic important information you need on your prospects and your clients, we're going to go ahead and click the Continue Import button. Now, after you click this button, it may take a while for this to actually map over, and you may want to double check before clicking the green button, as once you import all of those new contacts, it may take a little bit to clean those up if you did miss a field. So by all means, take your time, make sure double and triple check that this information looks right, and if you ever do need some help or support or guidance, Wealthbox has a great team to reach out to, or if you have questions about maybe taking this a little bit more customized approach, feel free to give us a call or reach out and check out our website with all of our free resources.